પછાડી જશે ગમે ત્યારે ઓલી બાજુ રાખી તો પેલા પ્રિન્ટર તો લઈ આવો ઓ લાઈવ Okay, there are 0 attendees, right? I'm so hot. Oh my God. Go. Go here. Come. આને આ બાજુ રાખીને બેટા આ પછાડી દેશે મારું લેપટોપ હમણાં જ.
Mom, veggie poppers.
Jalapeno poppers?
These are the 3 things I printed.
પછાડ છે
No, he
ખરેખર
won't,
પછાડ.
Mom. Look, you're live,
He
girl.
knocked the whole table other day. He's not going to knock the laptop.
You're live on this one too.
And on this one, I'm not even.
Yeah, Mom, how's it going?
Hmm? Ask Papa. I don't know. Oh yeah. Okay, is this live? Because I don't see anybody come here yet.
Yeah, nobody's on yet, but you are live.
Okay.
I don't know how to check on YouTube though. Hello. Oh, 1 current, I think.
Okay, I don't think you even.
I did 1 to 5 and
No.
only 3 pages.
Ashka,
written.
you did not.
No, I swear I did. I don't know why you don't believe me. Okay, Zeke, I'm here to help. Sorry, girl. Mom, how much should we cut?
Whatever, how much ever you want to cut.
How much after?
Okay, I'm going to go on this and just do my printing from here. I know how to do my printing from here.
Mommy, people can see this. You can cancel your live if you want. And you can restart.
Yeah, anyways, this is Oluna.
Oh, someone's here.
Awesome. Is it Papa or
I
somebody?
don't know. I don't think it's Papa.
Okay, Ashka.
Hello. Oh, look, you got 7 people on here.
Yeah, already? Wonderful. So just go from here.
So you should totally get started, girl.
Yes.
Hello, Mommy's viewers. I am her daughter, Ashka.
Wow, Ashka.
Mommy, come on, girl. How many onions? 14 viewers.
Okay, so ask Papa to
Oh my
do that,
gosh.
please.
Papa, Mommy's calling you. See, someone said hi. Hi there. Guys, you should all interact more so my mommy can answer questions for you guys. Up, and you're back to 2. I couldn't entertain them long enough, Mom.
Very bad, Ashka. You couldn't do that much for that long even.
Okay, I'm done.
Here,
Can you tell me how
I
many
want
peppers
this
and
up
how
until
many
here.
onions?
3. So why didn't it even print the right things? I just wanted up till here. That's it.
Mommy, you should read it.
Okay. અહીંયા સુઈનું મને જોઈએ છે.
Okay. Just the first 2 pages?
First 3, 4 કર નાખ. First 5 કર.
I did it already.
Okay.
but I didn't want
Hello
to.
everybody. Namaste. Jai Ambe. I'm excited. 8th day of Navratri, and we will be talking about Mahagauri. That is a beautiful Swaroop. All of the Swaroop is wonderful, amazing. I have been really loving this because, like I shared with you all in the first episode, that I think it's my Ma's divine will that she just wants me to go impromptu. I'm never ever prepared. I write a few notes here and there at least so that something I have to speak about, and then it goes endlessly. Today we'll talk about Ma and what Mahagauri Swaroop looks like. She is in the white dress, which represents Sattva and purity. So through all the processes that we went through, right? from day 1 to day 9 and whatever, day 7, whatever we have kind of discussed, it's about internal, nothing is external. So even like yesterday, what we were talking about, Kal Ratri Ma, right? That's Mahakali root. And that is about how Ma Kali's job is going to be to remove any darkness, any negativity, any things, that does not align with that divinity. So up until then, but it's all internal, right? It is between you and you. It's never about someone else, never from outside. Today now what we are going to discuss is about Ma Mahagauri. So as you start cleaning up your system, right? As we start letting go of all that's holding us back, holding us down, weighing us down, not allowing us to rise to the highest potential that we are supposed to. Everything is going away little by little. Yesterday we were discussing about how the two identities between us, within us, are constantly, this and that, there is a constant conflict, constant introspection, that what is serving and aligning with the divine light and what is not. And from that we were discussing how the gold has to melt before it can be remolded. A wonderful thing that I would like to share about is an example, an analogy, is how the aeroplane, when you go, right, in a flight, if you've noticed, there's a little bit of a time before it gets steady. But there is, while it is rising, it has that turbulence. That turbulence is that atmosphere. And then it has to go into the stratosphere before it stops the turbulence, right? After that it stops the turbulence. So for the turbulence to stop, it has to cross the zone of, which is full of atmosphere. There is rain happening, there is, thunders happening, there is winds happening. Because that's all nature. It is a natural phenomena. It has to occur. It's a part of, when you travel, it's a part of your travel, that okay, when you are going to rise, that is going to first stay in the atmosphere and then reach that level where it crosses over, and now you won't feel the turbulence. Now the ride is pretty smooth, correct? So that's exactly what we go through and how we feel. Thank you, madam. What we go through and how we feel when we are going into that spiritual journey, or not even just the spiritual journey. Again, because spiritual is a very big word and a lot of us, we get nervous. The beauty is that actually everything is spiritual. What is spiritual? What is spirit? Spirit is the true self, the truest authentic us, right? And that spirituality is in everything. Whenever we do anything with the deepest of the deepest who we are, that person, when that identity is reflecting in what we are doing, it's just going to be phenomenal. And that's what happens, right? When you love your child, that's the mother, the mother, that mother is nobody. In that moment, she's only the mother. She's not a wife, she's not Maya Joshi, she's not so and so, she's not a worker, she's not an employer, she's not a boss, she's nothing, but only mother. That's the only identity she latches on to at that time, right? Similarly, if we start doing that in every relationship, in every action that we are taking, and if we are doing our job, whether even if it's at work, that job, or whether like I'm talking to you right now, this is right now my job, I'm expressing my thoughts and mass guidance. No matter what we do, but when we do, while we are doing, if we ask ourselves, am I in alignment with who I truly am? Because Mahagauri is the Swaroop that we are in the truest of truest real reality. That's who we are. That's the eternal truth, that we are Mahagauri. Now what is Mahagauri's depiction of the picture? What is the image? It's the Abhay Mudra. Abhay means fearlessness. I'm not afraid of anything. It's the Varad Mudra, which is a giving boons, giving anything, giving whatever you have. And Ma obviously has everything, right? And then the sorry, not the kamandal, so the damru. Damru is so beautiful as per my understanding. The naad of the damru actually is something that naad and that noise, when it makes, when Ma makes that noise or Shivji makes that noise, if they are evil, they will run away. It is to scare them away. And they shake of fear. But when it is a wise man and they hear the naad, they starts to awaken. It awakens that within you, that light within you, that Shakti within you. So that's what my meaning, interpretation is of the Damru. So the Damru is that every time, so that Damru, we are holding that Damru. So every time we are not aligned, that is that inner guidance, it will be telling us there is some misalignment. Correct? And it is a wake-up call for us that no, I can do better than this and I need to rise and I can rise. Because I am on the path of ascension, because I am Mahagauri herself. Correct? So that now brings me to a beautiful explanation that I would like to do is about the universal laws. And that's the printout, I kind of took it out because that's what I've written about universal law, how everything is constantly in alignment with everything, that we are wonderful. Even that I have to do it probably by myself. It's not printed the right page, I guess. But what we have to understand is that everything is being governed by the universal laws. We are actually, it is so effortless for us to achieve anything only if we could just get in the zone where we can understand the universal laws, appreciate it, believe in it, and stay in alignment and in harmony with the universal laws. Then everything would be very easy and simple for all of us. I think somebody is asking a question. Okay. So we'll talk about universal laws today. Okay? So we first have to understand that it's the law of oneness, divine oneness. Divine oneness means we as humans and the divine, the Shiv Shakti, the light, are one. We are interconnected. So the law of interconnectedness. That means that this barrier that we see, even though it's, so that's the illusion. But we go through it, we are interconnected. Everything is happening in as an outcome of something else. So now that brings us to cause and effect. Everything. So this is interconnected. Everything is interconnected. So why do I say interconnected, right? Even the moon affects the tides, right? It shows the interconnectedness. Every action by some planet or by some person or by some energy is being affected by someone else, right? The tree, it absorbs the dirty air and it gives us fresh air, right? Oxygen. Again, that is also interconnected. Our lungs, it takes the dirty, blood, the messed up blood or the impure blood, and then it again brings the pure blood to the heart to perform, right? So everything is interconnected. Without that interconnectedness, what would happen? We would have the impure blood and that would stay impure and we would die. Correct? So there is the interconnectedness. There is cause and effect. There is a law of polarity. What is law of polarity? Without the day, night would not exist. Without the good, bad would not be known as bad. You would not know it is bad. Without the bad, you would not feel so happy about the good. Right? Without a dip, there would not be a rise. It would be a flat line. Flat line is death, actually. Correct? When you see on the ECG or whatever it's called, when it's a flat line, it means the body has left, the soul has left. So there is no interconnectedness left within. There is no union anymore between the body and the soul. The soul has gone back to the primal source or to the oneness, divine oneness. Correct? So the flat line, if there was flat line, there would not have been any existence. So it is important to understand that that polarity is one place to the other, right? And it has to go. Then it comes by the waves, right? Everything happens in a wave. So that is the law of rhythm. What does the law of rhythm say? So again, even in the waves of the ocean, there is an ebb and there is a flow. Right? So it can't survive, then it would be again the deepest of the ocean. Then that's what we have to become. That so silent and so calm that the waves are happening on the surface, but it's not affecting us in the deep, in our internal being. Correct? So that's what it is. The law of rhythm, law of polarity, divine oneness. Oh, the cause and effect. What is cause and effect? You put a stone, that's the cause. The ripples occur is an effect. You sow good seeds, you plant apple, and the trees grow and the apples come out, effect. You plant a cactus and the cactus grows, cause and effect. So everything, our entire life is run by these universal laws. Another one is perpetual transmutation of energy. So there is, the scientist has said, right? The energy cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed. That's why we say the soul, the spirit cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed. It is Amar. Amar means immortal. It's forever living. What is perishing is just the body, right? So what happens is that which one was I saying? Perpetual transmutation of energy. It's not new. It is a correspondent return of your energy. Say, no matter what you want to achieve, right? That emotion, that thought transmuted into an emotion. Then that emotions transmuted itself into the action that will lead you to that. That action, when you keep repeating, is now transmuting into a form, full-fledged manifested form. So everything is energy. It cannot be created nor be destroyed, but it is transmuted from one form to the other. The same example if we use of water. The water is the essence. But it could be ice, it could be water, it could be snow, it could be evaporated, it would be condensed, condensation, precipitation, and then again rainfall. So everything is, again, see, that is also interconnectedness. It shows us such beautiful interconnectedness. What we kind of fail to apply it in our real lives is that we are unable to see the manifested form before it arrives. So we kind of cannot picture how our emotions and thoughts are actually building that reality. We all are deliberate creators. But where we are stuck is that what we see, we notice, we talk about. And what we talk about, we are constantly emitting that vibrations. So that's what comes back to us in law of attraction, and we again observe the same thing. The more we observe, the more we create the same thing. The more we create the same thing, the more validations we get. That, oh, did I say that that's what it is, that's how it always happens? So it comes back. The universe is working on that basis, that whatever you are expecting. It's like if you go on a mountain top, right, on the hills, and you say, I love you, what's going to echo back? It'll say, I love you. Now if you say, I hate you, can it echo back, I love you? It cannot. It's the same thing. If you put a red ball on the wall, what is the wall going to return to you? It's the same red ball that will come back to you. So every time we are seeking something, somehow we are not understanding that when we are seeking. So even in that, when we say, I want this, I really, really want this. So universe says, okay, I also want this. It's telling you that I want this, so now you give me. You give me what? You give me an equivalent resonant frequency of energy of your emotion for me to observe and take it, observe and absorb, so that I can then return it to you. That's what the universe is saying. Isn't it so beautiful actually? That just came to my mind right now. I am fascinated with this idea. That when you say I want money, and the universe says I want money, what is it meaning? What does it say? It says that you become worthy of it. You become an equivalent energy source of the money. So I can reciprocate back to that energy. Guys, I don't think they can even hear me if you guys talk so loudly. Correct? Now, at the same time, if you said, I want to give, I love giving, what would happen? The universe will say, I also love to give. I want to give. And it will give. Right? That's why a lot of people say, many scholars have mentioned that to achieve anything, first start giving. And it does not mean, so I understand, if I have only $100, I cannot think of giving. I have more than $1,000 of bills to pay, and if I have only $100, there's no way I can give anything, right? So never, it's not about giving just in any, you can give your services, you can give love, you can give gratitude, you can give so many other things which has nothing to do with money. And why I'm bringing money into the picture, because that's always the question that most people have, right? Most people, when it comes to giving, that's one thing that everybody kind of, puts that together, that, okay, it's about money. But it may not be. It is about giving. What do you have to offer? And just offer it. And when you are offering, universe will also say the same thing. He will give, universe will give you whatever it has. And it has everything. Universe is abundant. It is willing to give you everything. But you have to generate that energy of giving, so universe can understand, because universe does not understand your language. It understands your vibrations. When your vibrations is to not give and hold it, you are expressing that vibration, and that's the exact vibration that the universe will come back with. Because we said it's an echo. It's a reflection of exactly what you are giving. It is pure reflection. If you go stand in a mirror and you see something is not looking right, are you going to fix the hair in the mirror, or are you going to fix the hair on your own self? Are you going to, if there is not right, you are going to fix, oh, this makeup doesn't look right, oh, my kajal is smeared, let me fix it, right? Why? Because you know that's a mirror. Similarly, and that's why it is, the law is as within, so without. Correct? Whatever is inside is projected outside. Any single event that you can actually think about, and if you deeply reflect with the Kal Ratri Ma in the heart, who tells you to be very honest, and you see, if certain things have happened, you will see where were you wrong. What was in you that actually made that projection happen, that mirrored, right? Then you will know what mirrored, what you have observed is just a mirror. It's a reflection, it's a projection by your own self. It's like the movie, right? We all know that when we are watching TV, it's not actually the TV that is showing, right? It's the frequency that's showing. You can change the channel, correct? And is it not true that if we change the channel, we can see a different picture? That's what we are supposed to do. If we are not liking the picture, it's not the TV's fault. If we are not liking the picture, then we have to switch the channel. That's exactly what we are supposed to do when, if we are not liking what we are observing, then that's what we are supposed to do. So, why am I talking about this? That divinity and grace and that purity that Mahagauri has is come by becoming so divine and so pure that nothing which is not pure, anything that's what is not pure and not in alignment with purity, has to leave your presence, has to leave your vicinity, right? And that includes your own way of thinking towards anything that has happened. So a lot of times, and I've seen so many friends talk about, friends or students, anybody, they talk about something that happened so many years back. It is still holding that impression in your heart, in your mind, in your thoughts, right? That's what Mahagauri teaches us. That let go with dignity and grace. Hi! Let go with dignity and grace. Don't hold on to what happened and hold a grudge against it, because that won't allow you to be completely purely white, right? That sattva. So Mahagauri's story is that, so she did all this penance and she went through all this killing the demons and all that stuff, and she had turned dark, right? And then from that darkness, after she let go of everything, pure Varna, and from her own self. So it is in one of the reading, one of the part I read somewhere was, from her own sheath, that means kosh, right? From her own kosh, another Gaur Varna Parvati Ma came, and her name was Kaushiki. And Kaushiki, because from the kosha, she came from her own kosha. So Kaushiki is also her own pure version, right? She had to let go of that anger. She had to let go. She was angry on the demons and Mahakali Swarup and all, right? After that is coming the Mahagauri. So once you have reformed, you have, you burnt like the gold, you have reformed, you have taken a new form. Now it's time for you to let go. Let go of anything that is holding you back, and especially, like I said, those grudges, those hurts, those, you think it is staying in me, and I don't think about it all day, every day. Yes, that's right. You don't think about it all day, every day, but it still occupies a space of you, within your heart. It is taking up that much space. So all of those kind of, and that may be so many different things and so many different people, right? That may be holding only this much tiny space. But that tiny space starts to collect together, and there's so much of that space that has gone to waste, which is not serving purpose to the divinity that you hold, right? So it's like the process that we went through like yesterday, that like the temple, now you are going up the shikhar and you are going to face that, old identity pulling you down, new identities, rising identity, sure, that wants to go in that direction, and you're torn apart that, am I doing the right thing, not right thing? Right? So nonetheless, and then like I said, the turbulence of the flight that you may be facing, that you feel that the flight is unstable, but don't you trust? You trust the pilot, you trust the atmosphere, and you trust the engine that's in the airplane. That's the same thing we have to do. We have to trust within. And no matter what, that's why we are first bestowed upon us was the fearlessness from the Kalratri Ma. That don't be afraid of challenging the truth that you always believed in. Is that really the truth? Or was that just a truth for that identity? And after you challenge it, be confident and be strong enough, be brave enough to rise above it and letting it go. Just because it has become an integral part of you, it's hard for you to let go. But the more you know, the more you understand that yes, it needs to be let go on. Okay? While you go through all of that and you are still channeling into the purity, now you will see that internal conflicts have constantly been taking place, and you will hear both the voices. So that is Parashakti and Aparashakti, right? And I'll give you a beautiful example. So I was listening to Dakla, and the Dakla was Ramti 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 Ave. So my ma comes while she's playing, right? Ramti Ramti in dark light is obviously the Garba. So I was like, Ramti Ramti, I could not really imagine how would she play with me, how would she look really if she was playing Garba with me. Would she really look like just you and me, another person? Or would she look something different? Or would she look like Durga Ma, the image that I have? Or what would it really be? And I asked myself this question, and then I fell asleep. And after, like, early, after I fell asleep, and I didn't think about it further, I just asked this question in my head, like I was just curious. And then I fell asleep, and then in the morning 3 o'clock suddenly suddenly I woke up. And the first thing, like, woke up, and like that's the first thing, I just woke up like out of nothing. Like, there's no reason for me to wake up. I woke up, and just the thought kind of answer reflected on me that I don't have a Ramti Ramti Ave. I am playing all the time. Ramti Ave means I am playing. When, how do you come playing, kind of. So she's saying that I am playing with you and within you all day, every single day. And it's not Garba, but it's Garbha. That I think we have heard about it a lot of times, what it is. So Garbha is the womb, right? So the womb is, so this is the cosmic womb. Similarly, we are also a womb actually, and within us is Ma. And Ma is a womb, and within that womb is us. Oh my God, this is so beautiful, isn't it? So we are within her. If Ma is the womb and we exist in this womb, that means we are a part of her. And similarly, we are a womb and Ma exists within us. So Ma is a part of us. So how, like the other day I had drawn, right, that there is an umbilical cord which is always connected. You know, you and Ma are always connected. Me and Ma is always connected. And that she is playing all day, every day within us. So she explained it to me that, so in our Gujarati culture, and I think it's in many other cultures also, that we light a garbo. It's called a garbo, and it's like a earthen pot, and there are holes in it. And then you light a diya in it every day for 9 days, right? So what does it signify? So this is also what Ma told me. What does it signify? So it signifies that diya within that, so that garbo is the womb, right? And then in that is that light. That's her divine light, correct? But why are those holes being, what does that depict in my understanding? Is that it shows you a little by little, right, that how Ma is reflecting. So not a bad person is always bad and not a good person is always good. That's why that is that earthen pot. And then there are holes from where divinity is shining through, right? So there are times when the divinity is shining through, and those are the times when Ma is actually shining through you. That's the time when Ma is radiating in your urja. You may be in the expression of it, right? Because what is it? The garbo is actually giving out the illumination. But what is giving the real illumination is the diya within, the deep within. So within, it is the deep, but who is reflecting it? The garbo is reflecting it, correct? That's how we are, and that's how Para and Apara Shakti both are playing within us. When there is more of me in what I am doing, there is a part of Apara playing in. When there is more of her, and sometimes very, very much of her in my actions and reactions and my thoughts and my emotions, is then Parashakti playing through me. right? So she is at all times playing within us and through us. Why do I say through us? Because every action that we are taking because she's playing through us, right? If we did not have prana in us, what would we do? We would be dead. So that prana is, so the prana has the option, not the option, but the prana is co-creating with you as in with you and me as an identity, as a free will. So in that, there is a part of apara playing, because apara is everything that is not very divine, correct? And so there are a lot of things that we do out of whatever, it may not be malicious reasons, but it may not also be purely pure reasons, right? Just out of just doing and giving, right? So every time we are observing that, and every time we are trying little by little to just add a little bit of para more in us, is we are rising. And why those holes are actually given in that garbo is that because when you see that light shining through it, you understand that this light is within and it can be shined like this, right? This is how it can brilliantly, display the illumination. And the other reason is that we do not hold for now the capacity to fully understand and absorb that energy. And that's why it is prajwalit only in the form of diya. Because as you become more para, you become more enlightened, you become more and more, letting go of those identities that's holding you back. Now she's training you. Then you become that vessel which has no earthen pot, that is diya full-fledged. All of you is diya then. And then you are emanating that light. But for that, for you to be able to absorb that energy and reflect it, you have to first become resilient, not even resilient, you have to get trained to understand, interpret that energy, and then allow that energy to be flowing out of you. So it's like, if you put in like a big diya, right? It won't, the earthen pot would actually crack if there was too much heat, right? So we have to become that vessel that expands as that urja expands. So that light, physically when you take a garbo, that's only that much size, and the light is also only that much size. And when we say within us is Ma and that diya and that divine light, we are not talking about this body, because body can expand, it's not going to do any good to me, right? Or to the divine light. So it's the Atma, your spirit has to expand so much. And it's so beautiful actually. So if this is your heart, right? This is your soul, this has the free will. And then I said, this is the spirit. So this is, I say, if this is the diya, if this is the garbo, this is the garbha. So in every soul, oh, this is beautiful. I did not have this in my head at all. This is not what I had written in my journal when my ma had told me. But this is beautiful. So this is the garbha, what we are talking about. So the whole cosmos is the garbha. Within that is us, and then within us we become the garbha, and within us is the divine light. And as this divine light, right now your mind, body, emotions can only handle this much diya, which is, burning. There is another beautiful line in my dark light, says, Tari jyot evi jeeni jabuke. Jeeni means very mildly, jabuke means it's twinkling. So you have seen diya, right? The flame will flicker. So very mildly and faintly the flame keeps flickering. So it keeps telling us that remember, I'm right here within you, for you, always there. So whenever you need me, I'm right here. Just to keep giving us that indication. So it kind of faintly flickers and is present. It's there. Right? And then every so often it gets, why flicker? Because every so often we act from free will and let that flame, not be steadily going. We shake it through our actions and our, free will. But as this starts to expand, if you are doing everything you are supposed to do, like everything that we discussed in the previous 7 days, and if you are rising and rising, the more you rise, the more this is becoming bigger. Now, as this becomes bigger, you have to keep expanding. Right? Expanding in the sense that the expanding is actually that, so we are made up of, right? Everything is energy, 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 energy. So when I say expanding, anything that is not serving you purpose, when you are taking out, you are creating space. Creating space is expansion. Right? It is not expansion in the sense of expansion like that. But creating space is you are making room for her more and more and more and more. The more space she knows that you can handle her life. So when I say expansion, is expansion of your emotions, expansion of your gyan, that your identity can hold this light. And for that, you keep rising. The more you rise, you are expanding, in the sense your ability to hold that light is expanding. Right? And the more it expands, a time comes when she takes over. Now your heart is no longer yours. Now your identity is no longer yours. Now everything you do is her will. The path you walk is her vision. Every thought that you think is her vision, is a part of her vision, is her will. Right? Even the desire that you feel becomes a part of her grand plan, because that desire is going to lead you to the accomplishment or not an accomplishment, and therefore maybe sometimes a dissatisfaction, which dissatisfaction will lead you to another project that you want to acquire. And that's how she plays and intertwines so beautifully. The problem happens that she is playing here. If you don't expand yourself, she cannot expand herself, because you cannot handle. If you don't expand, she cannot expand. So for her to expand, you got to expand. Right? For you to expand, you have to rise. Now, even when you are, I lost my thought. Oh yeah. So she's playing here. She's playing on her rhythm. You have to tune into her rhythm. So most oftentimes what happens is that she is playing on this note and you are playing on this note. There is no alignment. You have to rise before you can start playing on her note, on her tune, on her rhythm. So we often feel that, and it does not mean she's not on your team. She's on your team, but she will only play this game. She will not come play with you the game that you want to play. She has a divine plan, she has a, vision, and she has a rhythm, the rhythm of love, the rhythm of peace, the rhythm of well-being, the rhythm of abundance, the rhythm, everything that's positive. That's her rhythm. Right? So most oftentimes we feel that misalignment is because we are playing on a different track. She's playing on a different track. And she is not on your team. She's not against your team, but she's not on your team. So it's like she's playing cricket, you are playing soccer. It's not gonna. She's playing classical music, you are playing jazz music. It's not going to merge. You will have to learn to tune into her rhythm so that you can start to understand these universal laws, and then those universal laws are automatically going to bring everything that your heart desires just as a byproduct of you being in tune with these universal laws. And that's why she created these universal laws. She created the universal laws which are all active around you for you to seek and achieve every benefit that you want to is very easy for you. It becomes possible, becomes easy, and becomes natural for you. That's why she provided everything. But the problem here is that we don't understand those universal laws. We don't understand that it requires that harmony with the universal laws. Right? And that's why, so anytime you are facing a situation, understand this, that it's not a punishment, it's only a feedback. It is Ma's way of telling you that you are not in alignment or not in harmony with whichever one of the two of the three of the laws of the universal laws. So every time, so I'll explain. So the situation happens, right? An event, it's divine oneness, the interconnectedness of the universe, and a experience occurs. When an experience occurs, that's when we have a chance to either react as an identity or respond from the state of being of the divine. When you, in those cases, now again the law, the cause and effect, like I'm saying, will kick in. And I'm going to read this because it's been written very beautifully. My mom made me write it very beautifully, but I don't remember exactly how I had written. So I'm going to just read this through. Oh, turns out it did copy almost everything. Okay. So you can, I already said, you can either lead from the ego self or your operating system can be law of resonance, or your operating system can be law of divine oneness. If you are going from within and aligned with the spirit, then you are going from the law of divine oneness. Now, how do you become a deliberate creator? So, okay, this I already explained in the few classes before. We'll just begin from here. Universe exists as a unified divine energy, divine oneness, law of divine oneness. Everything within this universe is an integral part of universe that we discussed, law of interconnectedness. Wave exists as vibrational energies, right? So energy exists as wave. Every energy is moving in waves, okay? And that, oh, and then life occurs in seasons and cycles. So that is law of rhythm. Everything exists as a traveling wave, law of rhythm. Wave travels in a superposition. This is very beautiful. So quantum science has now figured out, quantum physics says that everything exists in a wave form and it is in a superposition. So superposition is like it can be, the outcome can be anything. And that is so beautiful. So it's like imagine a coin. A coin, if you have tied it with a string and it's constantly revolving, it is in a superposition. Either it is neither heads nor tails. It can be either one that you choose, right? So that's how the universe exists, and everything exists. The wave travels in the superposition with the scale of extreme opposites. So law of polarity. So heads or tails, it's in your benefit or not in your benefit, but it's revolving. And what actually can make it happen is your attention and focus on a particular outcome is going to be how the coin actually finally stops, and where it stops is going to be the one what you are focused on. That's how it goes. And our focus upon the wave energy translates into an experience. So that is law of perpetual transmutation of energy. What does that mean? That your focus made it stop. It's already 1 hour? Oh, okay. So your focus makes it stop at any given time, and whatever you have focused your attention on, whatever, so Joe Dispenza says, right, an elevated emotion with a deliberate intention is what makes it happen, because that's where law of transmutation of perpetual transmutation of energy gets into play, because that's what occurs. Your energy will be transmuted into a form which is a manifested form of it. Until then it is in a superseding position. It's neither heads nor tails. Experiences trigger emotions, and that is law of cause and effect. And I think we'll take it tomorrow because it's already 1 hour. But tomorrow we can talk about how every law is from the event that you have first identified, and how your emotions, your experience builds your emotions to your identity, and how your identity is now creating an experience, and the entire process, and that will give you even a full-fledged not an experience, but a full explanation of the vicious cycle that we are all trapped in at all times. And you'll come to know that how you can use these laws to your benefit and alignment. Thank you so much. Jai Ambe. I'll see you tomorrow and looking forward. Thank you so much.